know me. So I've been using these products for a few years and I absolutely love it. Especially I get like sunspots, so I use their their reverse regimen. It helps like minimize all that. So I just I loved it so much that I wanted to become a consultant so I can go and help others to, help their skincare concerns. And in the process, my husband and I, we have two kids. One is handicapped, as you all guys know, and she requires my attention and all that. So this business is going to allow me to give her that, attention that she needs, because we all have family's priority, and so my kids are priority, my husband's priority. And I work two part-time jobs right now, and they're wonderful jobs, but it's a lot on my plate. So I'm really looking forward to this business because, like Kristen said, you can do this anywhere. I was at the doctor's office doing, business, just sitting there. So, and benefit is that I get a residual income. My husband and I, we want to, someday retire. And this is really what I need, because we need something like that income to come in so we can get a house down the shore, because that's where I want to end up someday. And so I'm just really excited, and I just want to, be able to share the products with everyone. And I met Kristen through my husband's first boss, his boss here when we moved here. So we met for coffee, and that's how we just connected. And so I finally decided to join join her team, and it's been actually a lot of fun. So I'm really enjoying it. It's a lot of fun. So here is Kristen. She's got like 5 years experience. So she's like a rock star in this business. Yeah. So here, and I'm just going to hand it over to her.
Oh, thanks. I don't know about being a rock star, but thank you very much. I appreciate it. Um, like I said, we're going to take about 20 minutes and share everything that Rodan Fields has to offer. And I just appreciate you guys hopping on today. And please, invite anyone that else that you know to meet Michelle so that she can share Rodan Fields with them too. It's been a real blessing to my family. I'm going to share a little bit about why I said yes to this. And then I'm going to share a little bit about the products and a few facts about the business along the way, because I never know if someone's interested in products or business, or it can benefit them either way along the way in their life. So, and as we all know, life changes about every 6 months, so we never know where we're going to be. Again, my name is Kristen Bratton. I live in Middle Tennessee. I'm originally from Alabama, and I've lived kind of all over the place and came back to the South. And I'm 53 years old. I have two teenage boys. And so it all takes a toll on you, your skin and your mind sometimes. And so I was in corporate America, was downsized after being in a company that I loved for 5 years. And back then they kind of downsized the younger people. And so I was in that group at the time. Now they want to downsize all the older people because they can pay the young people less. But at the time, I kind of took that and decided, what do I want to do? And I started my first business. This is not my first business. So I started my first business with no experience in that industry, but with a passion to help other people. So I started my own interior design firm. And I did not have any formal education in that industry, but I really just had a passion for working for myself, for calling my own shots. I did want to use my creative talents, and I really wanted something that I could work around my family. I didn't want my future family, I didn't have one at the time, but I didn't want them to feel like that they came last. So that was always my first priority. My mom used to always say, your first mission field is your own backyard. And so I kind of took that to heart. And so I wanted to be as available as I could. So as my first business became very successful and my husband was working corporate America, I learned that I loved being able to call my own shots and be my own boss and not have someone kind of micromanage me. And I didn't really have a reason to look at Rodan Fields for a long time. I had a couple friends, introduce me to the business and say, hey, would you look at it? And at the time I said, I don't really have a reason to do that, which was probably a mistake because I kind of wish that I had back then. But what happened for us was my oldest child needed to be he needed some specialized education. He has some learning differences and was not being served well at public school. And there was this great school right across town in Nashville that I knew would be the thing that would serve him. It would serve him in a small environment and would be able to lift him up in his strengths and not always concentrate on his weaknesses. And that school came to the total of $40,000 a year. And so that was the thing that caused me to look at this business that a couple of friends had told me about. And I did it alongside of looking at some other franchises, like traditional franchise. My husband and I looked at a Chick-fil-A. We looked at open a Brewster's ice cream. The reason being, not because I was super passionate about skincare at the time, but I was passionate about bringing in a stream of income for our family that could do something specific for our child. And honestly, I didn't really know anything about residual income and didn't really know that it was something that I needed. And so I learned a few things about Rodan Fields, about the product line and about the business that I'm going to share with you that was important to me as to why I chose this, and hope that it speaks to you as well in a couple of different ways. But the reason that I chose this instead of another type of investment property or another type of income, as I was learning about different kinds of income, I learned that if I had a business, my first business was service based, and I ended up being sort of an hourly employee to myself. I mean, I loved my business, but I was also at a point to where the only way to make my business financially bigger to serve my family was to hire people to work for me, which I did not want to stamp my name on their work, or to spend more time and money into my business, which actually would have taken me away from my family. So I really kind of got to a point to where I couldn't grow without something that would give me leverage. And so what I really loved about this was I learned that when people buy something that's a consumable product, something that they can see the results of, something that goes away that's a consumable, they buy that product every 60 days. And when I serve a customer well in the beginning and they love the product and they see it working for them, then they buy continuously every 60 days. And that creates residual income for my family. And so that was going to give me the leverage of not always having to give all of my time away. And that was really important to me. So, and here's some other things that were important to me about the product line. And I know some of you are familiar with the product line and some aren't. So I'm going to give you a little overall picture and then a couple of products that I really, really love. So Katie Rodan and Kathy Fields are the founders of Rodan Fields. And I don't know if you know this, but they are the creators of Proactive, which was the #1 acne selling system of all time. So that first business that they had, they took into over 100 countries, and they got 80% of the world's acne market with that one system. And so from a business standpoint, that was really important to me when I looked at this business, because I thought, well, if they created this other company over here, what would it look like if they got 80% of that market? So that was very intriguing to me from a business perspective. So I looked at the line, I looked at the numbers, and what I really loved about this line of products, which is premium skincare, is that first of all, it was a really big market. $160 billion a year globally is how much is spent in premium skincare. So I thought, okay, that's a really good market. It's a consumable. And if Katie and Kathy have already made themselves #1 and have a really good, credible reputation as doctors and as businesswomen, then these products will sell themselves. People will know that here is this great, credible um, these great credible doctors. And so that reputation will follow them. That was really important to me. There are doctors that still practice in San Francisco Bay. So all of the products that they create with Rodan Fields are because they have patients coming through their office every day. And these patients, this is how Rodan Fields came to be. Their patients said, hey, you got rid of my acne with Proactive, but now I have sun damage, I have wrinkles, I have sensitive skin. What can you offer me? And they said, you know, we've done this once before. We would kind of be dumb not to offer our people the things that they really need. So they created Rodan Fields. They started with 4 core regimens. Does anybody use a regimen right now? Raise your hand if you use one of the regimens. Okay, good. I can tell you about them. So we started out with 4 regimens. One is for sun damage. One is for lines, pores, and wrinkles. One is for sensitive skin, and one is for adult acne. And we use all of those regimens in my family. I started out with the reverse regimen, which is what Michelle and I both use. And everything is numbered and colored, which I love. The reverse regimen is for sun damage. So I had melasma when I was pregnant, and then I have sun damage on my chest just from being out in the sun a lot. And I knew that if it took me a long time to get that sun damage, it was probably going to take me a little while to get it off. Um, each of these regimens is colored and numbered. And so the reverse line, which has each line has a wash. It has, most of them have a toner, except the one for the sensitive skin. And then usually the third step, which for reverse is these 2 things that we mix together, retinol and vitamin C, which are really important to your skin. This is the step, usually the third step, that actually has the active ingredients that are going to change your skin. And that's really important. If you're going to do something, you need to do something that's going to change your skin. And then the last one, which I don't have here, sorry, that's a result of not being in my own house right now, is a sun block. So every regimen has a sun block as the 4th step. Really, really important. I loved when I started looking into these products that that Katie and Kathy made sure that everything was clinically tested. Everything had a 60-day money-back guarantee, no matter what. That all the clinical trials were online. They were open for the public to see. And that they specified an active ingredient for each regimen that actually did something for your skin. So here's what I mean. The number 3 step that I told you about with reverse, retinol and vitamin C, when you put them together, retinol is found in many, many beauty products. It brings your new cells to the surface. And vitamin C is a brightener for your skin. And those 2 things they tested together were really, really important in helping to get an even skin tone. And so I love that their mentality on this was the right ingredients in the right order, clinically tested together. And so that's the reason why when you start with Rodan Fields, you want to start with an entire regimen, because all of these products in this regimen have been tested together, and the results that you're looking for that you might be seeing online on social media, somebody's before and after picture, those people have gone by the directions and used them in the order and according to the directions so that they get those results. So that was something that I really loved. Outside of the 4 regimens, the base ones that they created, I loved that Katie and Kathy looked outside of that and they said, okay, what are the ancillary products that we can serve our client with, right? Because most people start with a base product. So if you ever watch Shark Tank, you know, that's a question that, you know, Mark Cuban always asks the people in the Shark Tank. He'll say, what's your main product? And then what are all the ancillary products and services that you can sell to your customer after you gain a customer? And so I love that our regimens were our main thing. And then in skincare, really, there's no end to the amount of products that you can create for your client. So I know that Mary uses the Lash Boost. So this is a family of products called our enhancements. Whoops, upside down, sorry. Lash Boost was created in 2016 as an ancillary product, and Lash Boost sells is our number one product and sells about $160 million a year. We're a $1.2 billion company, by the way. We became that in less than 10 years. So we started out in Nordstrom. I don't know if you know this. Katie and Kathy said, oh, well, for a premium skincare company, let's start out the traditional way. And they put our products in Nordstrom. We had a partnership with Estee Lauder. And for 5 years, we were the number one clinically selling brand in Nordstrom. And so you might be asking, well, why would we have divorced ourselves from Nordstrom? Well, I'll tell you why. After 5 years in there, doing very well, we did some internal research, and Katie and Kathy found out that our customers were coming to our countertop to buy our products, not because of any advertising that the store was doing or really the employees, but it was by word of mouth. And so they knew that the satisfied customers that they had were really, telling others about the brand. The second thing was back in 2007 when the economy wasn't doing very well, which is when they pulled out of Nordstrom and department stores, was that customers were starting to demand doorstep delivery because of how Amazon had really created that environment in the world. And so Katie and Kathy took a step back and said, why should we stay in a department store if that could potentially hurt our business in the future? Plus, how can we reward those people that are really spreading the word about our business and our products? How can we reward them? So that's how Rodan Fields became a company that sells the way that we do, directly to the customer, because they can empower us to have a business. And so I never really saw myself as a person that would have a business like this, but because of the benefits to my family, and because I could then turn around and share the business with others and allow them to create something for their family, it was really important to me, as many people are looking for more freedom in their lives, that I could offer that to them and say, whatever it is that you want, that you can't seem to gain ground with maybe another job or another income source, allow me to mentor you in this business. You can have your own online store, and I'll mentor you and show you how to do that. That was really, really important to me, to be able to pour into others that way. So finding out that Lash Boost was a ancillary product that sold $160 million a year was really, really important to me, because I knew that as Katie and Kathy created new proprietary products each year, that would make our business continuously grow. So right now, Rodan Fields is in 4 countries: United States, Canada, Australia, and we just opened Japan last year in June, which is the #2 skincare country in the world. And the plan is to open 1 country every year for the next 10 years, and for 2 proprietary products to come out every year for the next 10 years. So we've done some really important things to be able to make that happen. We've partnered with a tech company that helped Airbnb go into Europe. And so that has helped our technology. And we've got some other really exciting things coming up as far as that is concerned. So I've been really, really impressed with the way that platform has helped us transpire. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the hydration family and the roller, which I believe 100% in, and then I would love to answer some questions. As each of you may or may not have taken our skin quiz, that's the way that we help our client from day one. That's part of the technology I was telling you about that we've developed. So Katie and Kathy have developed a skincare quiz that you can take, and as a business owner, I can send it to my potential client. They can answer that skin quiz, and it helps both of us see a report that comes from our doctors that says, hey, according to your skin needs and wants, these are the products that would be right for you particularly. And so we can discuss that over the phone to see what products they would like to start with, and what kind of bundles we might have that would serve them well. So I love that technology. After you take the skin quiz, it may recommend a product for you, such as the active hydration serum. So a couple of years ago, our doctors created a hydration molecule in the lab, and it's really different than a moisturizer. So just so you know, and a lot of people don't know this, and I didn't either. Hydration and moisturization are two different things. So moisturizer just sits on top and locks in what you already have. Um, a hydrator, which is in these three products here, which I love. A hydration molecule goes in. This molecule brings in moisture from the air and hydrates your skin on a cellular level from the inside out. So if your skin looks like a raisin, the hydration molecule seeps into your skin and plumps it back up like a grape. So they put that molecule in three products, which I love. The hydration serum, which I put on my face, neck, and chest. Don't forget, whatever you put on your face, it needs to go all the way down to here, because you need to treat your skin the same, and you probably get more sun damage on your chest than you do on your face anyway. This hydration serum contains a molecule that I was telling you about. It comes pre-measured in this dropper I love, and has a top that screws on and locks in so it can't accidentally seep out. This goes on your face, neck, and chest. I use that every day. They also put that hydration molecule in this, which is called the Bright Eye Active Hydration Eye Complex. And it goes right under here in the thin skin under your eyes where it tends to get crepey and dry. So it's made specially for that. Your regular eye cream goes out here, and that's for lines and crow's feet. But this hydration complex right here goes in that thin skin. And then last but not least, one of my favorites, and by the way, this is what our packaging looks like, which I love. It's for men and women, so I love that the packaging is very clean. This is our body hydration replenish, which is like a body butter, and it is completely amazing. I'll never use regular lotion again, but if you would like a sample of this, I have a bunch, and I would love to send you one. They have, you can put this sample on one leg, and then put whatever you regularly do on the other leg, and you can see the difference in how this hydrates your skin. So, this hydration family really shows how our doctors really create products, serve the client, and then it shows me as a business owner what I can count on to grow my business as I serve my clients really well. So the last thing I want to show you is, and I have the old version of this, the new version is a white roller, but this is really, really, really important for all skin. I don't know if you can see this, but this is tiny, tiny little micro exfoliating little tiny, we call them needles, but they don't pierce your skin. This was created by our doctors, which I love because as we are younger or older or somewhere in between, this does two things. This, as you roll your face and your chest every day, it creates more microchannels in your skin. So all these products can seep into your skin in a more effective way, but it also does something else. It tells your brain that you need collagen to the areas that you're rolling. And collagen, as we all know, we start getting depleted in after 30. And as time goes on, we need more collagen. And this is one way, something that we can do at home to roll our skin that would help increase the collagen output in our skin. So that's one of the main things that I really, really love about my everyday wear. Whether you're somebody who uses a few products or a lot, that is something that Rodan Fields can serve you well. And, in closing, I would like to, share that this was a really interesting surprise for me, not only the products, but the business, because as time has gone on, 3 years ago, I decided to close my interior design business. I did both of these. This is a business that you can do part-time and a few hours a week. and build up to be replacement income if that's something that you desire. I decided that as I didn't have leverage in my first business, but I did have a residual which created leverage in this business, and I could serve people, lots of people, and other families that wanted other things too. I decided to close my interior design business 3 years ago. My husband and I together have grown this business with Rodan Fields, and we have opened, helped people in other countries as we've opened other countries in Australia and Japan, opened teams there as well, because we know that there's lots of families all around the world that we can serve to help them start a business too. And we kind of call this a business in a box. The platform's done for you, the products are here, and we just really enjoy sharing that word. And I don't know what each of you is looking forward to in the future with kids and family and what your plans are, but we would love to serve you with the products, with the business, anything that your heart desires. And so I've really been able to serve my family well. I'm really proud of Michelle because she is a great worker, and she has really just been coachable, and she knew that that was something that she wanted to do. And so I've been really proud of her. So two ways that you can be involved with the business, or actually three with our company. You can become a preferred customer, and you can do that for free through the end of this month, and we can help you set up with the products that are right for your skin. Also, you can join the business. You get to buy the products at 25% off. If you choose to work the business, you can, and that's $75 to sign up to do that. And then you get a 30% off coupon to buy your first entourage of products. And then, if neither of those things appeal to you, I know that Michelle would love your help in growing her business. And so referrals are important in any business, as we know. And so she would love help with that. And so I would really like to, would enjoy answering some of your questions about the products or the business, and be able to serve you in that way. So I'm going to stop the recording now and see if we can answer some questions.